Okay, boys and girls, does anyone know what 2 plus 1 equals? I do, teacher. What? Okay, Johnny, tell me. 2 plus 1 is 2 first, which means it's the 2's a feminine one, because 2's are feminine. And so 2 plus 1 is a feminine first, and so it's a 2 first. And so the femininity is first and foremost in the front, and then the 1 is the masculine only. It's a singularity, and 1 is not feminine, even though a woman could take a 1, and then she'll actually be just taking a masculinity or singularity, and ultimately a singularity could be singularity, but it's feminine or masculine. So it really don't matter that 1's masculine, because it could be feminine and it's still singular. So yeah, it won't make a difference. That's why there's no M's in front of 1's. But I know that it should have an M there. But if it doesn't have an M there, teacher, I would know that 1's the only number that doesn't have M's or F's in front of it, and all the other numbers have to have them. Johnny, are you okay? Have you been doing drugs today, Johnny? No. Johnny, all I asked was what 2 plus 1 was. And do you know what 2 plus 1 is, Johnny? I told you, teacher, I do. I'm trying to tell you. Can I continue, please? Yes, Johnny, you may. Okay, I was telling you that 2 plus 1 is the feminine first, so it's actually F2. I don't know why our math books don't say F. It would have to be an F because 2's feminine and the house 2's only feminine. So it's F2, actually, teacher, and then the 1 won't have the M there. I told you that. But 2 plus 1 just means the feminine's first, the masculine second, and it'll equal 3, and the 3 will be very happy. Very happy because that the 3 will be actually the feminine first, and ultimately then very happy if it's a woman 3. Johnny, are you sure you haven't been taking drugs? I told you, teacher, I was trying to tell you the answer. But Johnny, you could have just said it equaled 3, and I don't know what you're trying to tell me. All this femininity, masculinity. What are you talking about, Johnny? Johnny, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. I'm trying to teach you some math, teacher, because you don't even know it. Johnny, have you been drinking? Did you sneak one of your dad's beers and bring it to school, Johnny? No, but I was trying to teach you math because you're a dumb teacher. You don't even know that 2 plus 1 is 3, and the 3 is going to be happy. If it's 2 plus 1, it'll be happy because it'll be a woman. But if it's actually a man 3, that's why you're supposed to say when it equals 3. Well, if it's 2 plus 1, it'll be a happy 3 if it's a woman, because it's 2 first. But Johnny, that has nothing to do with anything, Johnny. What are you talking about, Johnny? Well, don't you know, teacher, what 1 plus 2 equals? Johnny? Teacher, don't you know what 1 plus 2 equals? Yes, Johnny, it equals 3. It does? Yes, Johnny, it's 3. But you asked me what 2 plus 1 was, teacher. I'm asking you what 1 plus 2 equals. It also equals 3, Johnny. Yeah, but if it's 1 plus 2 and it equals 3, is it as happy as the 3 that 2 plus 1 equals, teacher? Johnny, if it's 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 2, it doesn't matter, Johnny, because the 3, it's not more or less happy, Johnny. Teacher, you're a dum-dum, you know that? Johnny, don't talk to me like that. Teacher, you're stupid. Actually, you should be fired. Johnny, don't talk to me like that, Johnny. You don't understand math. I'm trying to teach it to you. No, teacher, you don't understand math. If it's 1 plus 2, it's a man first. If it starts with the 1 and then it's a 1 plus 2, teacher, it means that it's masculine first. And then it'll be feminine second. So if it's actually masculine first, it's a tomboy, and the 3 will be a tomboy girl. So I know that 3 is a tomboy girl, and so she's active and aggressive. Or that 3 could be ultimately a man, and he'll be happy because he's the 1 first. He doesn't have to be her first. He'll be her second. Since he's going to be himself first, he won't be her second because he's just going to be himself first and keep being himself. So 1 plus 2 will equal 3. If it's a man, 1 plus 2 is a happy. If the 3 is a man, it's a happy. But if it's a woman, it won't like it, or it's a tomboy. It could be a lesbian too, teacher, because if it's 1 plus 3, lesbians like to be 3s that are 1 first. Johnny, are you trying to claim that you understand math and I don't? I'm trying to show you, teacher, that you think 2 plus 1 is the same thing as 1 plus 2. They both equal 3, and you don't know that if it's 2 first, it'll be a woman 3 that's happy as a result, and 2 plus 1 that equals 3 is a different kind of 3 than 1 plus 2 equals 3. They're both equal 3, but teacher, one of them's a happy 3 and one of them's an angry 3, depending on if they're men and women. But Johnny, don't you know that has nothing to do with anything? But teacher, don't you know that you don't understand math, but I do? Johnny, we're going to have to call your parents now. And I think you've been sneaking a beer to class. And I think you've been doing drugs. No, you just don't know math. And you're a dumb teacher. You think that that 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3, and it's also the same thing, don't you? What? Johnny, teacher, does 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal 3? Of course it does, Johnny. You know that. Yeah, but where's the 2? There is no 2. If it's 1 plus 1 plus 1, Johnny, it's just 3 ones that equal 3. Yeah, but where's the 2, teacher? There is no 2, Johnny. Well, then there's no woman there, is there? It's not an F2. It's just a 1 that's a man plus another one that's a man plus another one's a man. So if it's 1 plus 1 plus 1 and it equals 3, that 3, if it's a woman, she's going to be mad and argumentative with her brother. She'll fight. She'll hate her dad. Johnny, just because 1 plus 1 plus 1 doesn't have a 2 doesn't mean that it'll be equaling an angry 3 if it's a woman. Of course it does. You don't even know math. If it's a man, he'll be really strong, like a bully in school, or he'll be the tough guy. He'll be the football player. 1 plus 1 plus 1 doesn't even have her. It'll be a manly man. I'll bet he's a football player. I'll bet he's big and strong. He's probably the toughest guy in class. He doesn't even have feminine at all. He's probably completely manly and tough. I'll bet he rides his bicycle over jumps. Oh, really, Johnny? So you really think that 3 can be all these different things? You mean, Johnny, that you are assigning behaviors to 3s? Well, yeah, because all 3s have 2s and 1s, and 2s are feminines and 1s are masculines. And women could be 1s, and they could also incorporate singularity into their femininity. So they'll be tomboys or able to be aggressive, and they'll be less happy. Women will use the 1 because it works, but ultimately women like 2, and they want to be the prime 2 as a 1. Johnny, you know what prime 2 is? Well, of course I do. The Zeta Reticuli. I mean, the alien. I mean, when I was using the alien book, they told me that there has to be F's and M's in front of them because otherwise I won't have a spiritual understanding. I'll grow up to be a dum-dum like you. Johnny, you trying to say that you learned it, that you have an alien math book? Bob, did I say it? Well, yes, you just did. I heard you say it, and you tried to insinuate that you learned your mathematics from aliens. Is that what you're trying to tell me, Johnny? That you learned your mathematics from Zeta Reticuli aliens? Well, I guess if I did, no wonder you dum-dums. I learned my math from actually the aliens that actually understand what's going on. And they said that you have to have an understanding between men and women and how they get along when they're adding and subtracting themselves from each other and in and out of it. Johnny, do you really think that numbers need to be assigned to behaviors, and that that the fact that our numbers aren't masculine and feminine, you're trying to say, Johnny, that mathematics is blind? Well, you said it, and yes, of course it's blind. When you learn math, you're not doing anything, learning anything. You're just crunching numbers and like a robot. Math teaches you nothing except how to add numbers together to get a result, and it means nothing except the result is correct or incorrect. Oh, but then it does mean something, doesn't it, Johnny? If you could get an incorrect result, isn't it important to get a correct one? Of course it is, but if you get a correct result with no understanding, how could it be correct? Teacher? Well, you do get an understanding. You get the result and you understand it. But what do you understand about the result? That the result could be the same and the arrangement of how they're added together? Well, was the 2 first or the 1 first? But Johnny, it doesn't matter if the 2's first. Yes, it does, because if the 2's the feminine's first, it means that the feminine's in front saying me first. Johnny, it doesn't matter if the 1's first, does it? Well, yeah, because then it's not the feminine first. It's him saying, no, me first. So if you ask me what 1 plus 2 is, I'm going to say, well, obviously it's either a him or it's a her that's a tomboy and aggressive. You're trying to say that you can guess what a number is by its arrangement of how it's added up? Yeah, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the school bully. And he's also really brave, and he might beat his dad up because he doesn't even have the femininity. He's not even scared. He doesn't even relate to his mom at all. I'll bet he teases his sister and cuts her hair in her sleep. He probably puts her hand in soapy water. So you think you know the personality of 3 1s that are 3 that's missing a 2? I do.